Good morning. Thank you for watching my video. Well, if you are watching it, I thank you, but obviously, um, my first time ever recording anything, so I'm sorry about the sound quality. I'm sorry about got my microphone here. Sorry. Sound quality, video quality. I'm just recording off my cell phone with a couple of cheap little gadgets off Amazon. Um, I'm here today to try to educate you as well as try to get some money for myself. My father recently passed away a few days ago. Very unexpected, but he passed away exactly how he wanted to in his recliner watching TV. Um, I wanted to go over some of the expenses so you guys know what happens, obviously, when you have to bury somebody, because not everybody knows it. It's not something they teach in school. There are some information on Google, but you gotta take stuff with the internet grain of salt. So I just want to go over with you some of the fees. So the first fee was a basic service charge of the funeral director, $3,295. Fortunately, I don't really know what this entitles. I probably should have asked, but I'm assuming it's just their general fee. Second one was dressing, casketing, and makeup. Dressing obviously is cleaning, bathing, and putting their final wardrobe on the body. Makeup is obviously makeup. Casketing is putting the body into the casket. Um, To me, I thought that was very expensive, but it's not like they're going to discount it. Gravesite committal service, $375. That is just for the pastor to give the final goodbyes before the coffin is lowered into the crypt area. Grave liner, I guess you call it. Um, what was that? $375 for that 10-minute service. Alternative care for an unembalmed body. Um, my mom, I had embalmed because I didn't really know whether to or not. Um, Now I know if it's going to be an open casket, you have them embalmed. Closed casket, it really doesn't make a difference. Both my parents wanted a closed casket. Originally, when my wife talked to the funeral home for my father, she said to have him embalmed. I then had them call back and had him not embalmed to save money. It's about $2,000 versus what was it, $795. So it's about $1,300 less to have not embalmed. We're trying to do this on a budget because my dad did not have life insurance. Said he was 83 years old, so when he turned 80, they canceled his life insurance policy. He only had 25,000, but still 25,000 would have been huge compared to nothing. Visitation at the funeral home, $675. That's for visitation in 2 hours. So what, $345 an hour roughly for visitation services, which basically just renting out a hall in your funeral home. Ceremony service was $675. So obviously, after you have your visitation, you have your pastor come in, you have your ceremony, $675. Transfer the remains to the funeral home. So that was transferring my dad from the house to the funeral home. Two guys came. They were very nice. Came in a minivan. Um, Put my dad into a body bag, um, onto a gurney, and took him out the door. So that was $450 for that. Funeral coach, $325. That's basically just taking my dad from the funeral home to the cemetery. That was another reason why we had the visitation and everything at the funeral home and not at our church, because it was $325 every time they load them up to the hearse. So it was just to save a little bit of money doing it that way. The casket, 2,795. That was a gray with silver trim, basic steel lined casket. Originally, my dad wanted a wooden one until he found out that they're about $18,000 to $20,000 for a wood casket, and it takes about 10 pallbearers to carry it. So he opted for the cheap route. Um, a grave liner, $1,995, includes installation. Ooh. It's basically a concrete box that the casket goes into, helps protect the casket um, from people driving over with the lawnmowers, tractors, foot traffic, and whatnot. So we got the basic one, obviously. Like I said, that was about $2,000. They go all the way up to 12,000 plus if you want hermetically sealed ones that will preserve the casket pretty much forever. Just like you can have a hermetically sealed casket, helps preserve everything. Um, I don't think my parents expected to be mummified or preserved, so we went the cheaper route. Plus, didn't have the finances, which is another reason why I'm here on YouTube right now, is to hopefully get enough views, likes. I don't know how this works, but if we can get some money through YouTube, through you guys, to help pay for my dad's final expenses, it'd be wonderful. Um, well, last one's grave liner, register set. Register set is your book where you sign in as a guest. Get a little candle with his picture on it, and then some prayer cards. Uh, he didn't want it. We didn't want it. It's part of a package deal. You don't have a choice. Death certificates are $20 a piece locally. It might change depending on where you guys are located. Um, with my mom, I got 10 death certificates. With my dad, I'm getting 5, just because with my mom, most of the places just wanted you to scan it or fax it. Only the bank wanted to visually see it, and then again handed it back to you. So you probably don't need very many, but that's why I got 5 instead of 10 this time to save money. Cemetery fees is $1,000. That is basically $1,000 to dig the hole for the grave liner. Flowers, another thing my dad did not want. He's not a flower person. His flowers were dandelions and clover. But it was one of those things where we had no choice. So that was $175. That was a nice vase. And then some flowers that you could probably get at Pick and Save or another grocery store for about $30 to $40. Um, and then $200 for the pastor to speak. Finally, some money that I could see spending. Um, Obviously, your pastor is not free, I would assume. So my pastor was $200 for her to give the service. The total cost, shockingly, there was no tax involved. Um, $12,372. They wanted half the money up front, half of them 30 days. So I had to come up the other half somehow. Trying to sell his truck. Unfortunately, nobody seems to want a two-wheel drive 20-year-old truck. Um, for his funeral, after the funeral, he wanted a luncheon. Um, he was always about food, gathering, and gossip. Um, I'm trying to keep that as cheap as possible. To have it catered, anywhere from $1,200 to $2,000. We're expecting anywhere from 50 to 80 people based on how my mom's luncheon was. We're probably just going to go to Sam's Club or Costco, get some cookie trays, cheese trays, vegetable trays, cake, something. My dad really wanted to have like hot ham sandwiches and stuff because he was, like I said, he was all about the dinner and stuff. I'll have to see how much that's going to cost. For my mom's funeral, I cooked everything. Well, actually, my friend cooked everything, but between the two of us, we catered everything ourselves, which was just uh, beyond a headache because we couldn't visit with any of our friends and relatives because we were the ones doing all the kitchen duties. Really don't want to do that again. But like I said, I can't afford a caterer, so I'm really not sure what's going to happen there. Um, yeah, this is kind of an introduction. I want to have some follow-up videos. I just wanted to let you guys know out there what to expect when suddenly your loved one passes and what to expect for a basic funeral service. Um, Obviously, this does not include the plot. My grandpa was smart enough back in the 1970s to buy 12 different plots for his family. So I don't have to worry about that for my wife and I. My parents were paid for. From what I found online, plots obviously vary from where you're located, anywhere from a couple $100 to several $1,000s for a plot to put your casket in the ground. You'll have to find that out yourself at your local cemetery, but so 15,000 minimum then for a basic funeral that you got to pay for within 30 days. Life insurance is a good thing. It's too bad that these companies cancel your life insurance once you hit a certain age, or if you have disabilities like myself. Luckily, I have 80,000 for life insurance, but hopefully by the time I go, won't need all that. But we'll see. My dad also has a GoFundMe page. If any of you want to donate anything, $1, $5, $10, anything helps my family with his bills. I don't want to put that out there, but you guys can contact me in the comments, and then I'll send you guys in my comments my email address. I'll make a new one just for this. Um, so you guys can email me the link for the GoFundMe and his obituary if you want. Um, I don't want to put it out there for his privacy because you don't need the whole world to see his obituary and his GoFundMe account. It's just one of those things. You know, he's gone, but I still want to be very respectful of him, which is why I want to keep this house because he built this house with his own two hands. Um, so it means a lot to me. And like I said, I want to keep it until I die, or at least until I can't live here anymore, where I can't take care of it. But so hopefully through YouTube, through your guys' help, um, we'll be able to have a roof over our head for years to come. I'll have more videos in the upcoming days and weeks about the funeral, what to expect at the funeral itself, and then what to expect with also and all the financial debt that comes with passing away, the mortgages, credit cards, gas and electric. You know, there's so many different bills out there right now that we got to figure out. So I'll update you on that as well. So that is all. I thank you for watching. I'm sorry this is so drawn out, but it's my first video. I'm not going to edit. I'm going to keep everything raw. I think it's better to having it one-on-one this way. So have yourself a good day. Like and subscribe if you want. I would prefer if you do. Um, yeah, thank you for watching.